Alright, let's talk about a deck, shall we? Got this deck that I like now. It's very, very good. It plays really, really well. I'm well happy with it. It's a bit of a belter, actually. Phlage. Script is loading. Needs an update. Of course it does. Okay. Hopefully I've saved it. We won't be talking much about this EDH deck if I got it. So professional. First video. I'm not going to be able to edit this very well either. I've never edited a video before in my life. Who knows if it's going to go well? I don't know. We're comfy. Script is on. I mentioned it was a Boros deck. Boros is classically, it's crap. If you want a deck that isn't boring, look, you're out of luck, mate, because you're in red and white colours. But, this is quite a unique deck. Really like it. Stops your opponents from spinning out of control. Circumvents the Boros rubbish. Keeps them in check. Good resiliency. Good card draw. You can slowly eke out the win with this guy himself. Phlage. He's very, very impressive. He doesn't read very well, though. I must be honest. He doesn't read very well. Lightning Helix on a stick. He sacrifices himself when he comes in. He doesn't like sticking about. He's obviously got places to be, people to meet. He's in a rush. He's in a hurry to get back to the graveyard. Don't know why, but he just is. So you need to work pretty hard to get him back out. He's resilient. 4 mana, back he comes. 4 mana, back he comes. 4 mana, back he comes. It puts your opponents under the cosh a little bit, and I must be honest, mid to late game, even in bracket 3 games, he can be a bit of a problem, you know. He can be a bit of a problem, especially some damage doublers, some card filtering, things like that. You are going to be able to close out games, really long, grindy games. If that's your jam, then this deck is for you. So, this video, this professional video, is going to be split into a few different categories. It's going to be split into early game, mid game, late game, a little bit of a summary. Then I'm going to break up the usual suspects of an EDH deck tech. You know, the boring ones that you see online, the copy and paste ones. Card draw, ramp, this, that. And they just take things off EDH rec and then shove them on a screen and call that a video and call it informative. It's not informative. Thanks. I could have just gone on EDH rec. Cheers. Anyway, let's talk about this Boros control list, shall we? Because honestly, it's a bit of a corker. I've had people craning over my shoulder at the LGS asking what the deck list is, and you know, it's a pretty good feeling when people. Oh, I've knocked the microphone. It's a pretty good feeling when people ask you that. It's a pretty good feeling. So, opening hand. You want some card draw filtering effects. You know, those discard, draw a card effects. Fills your graveyard up. Escape for Phlage. Escape fodder for Phlage. Things like Demand Answers. Thrill of Possibility. Cathartic Reunion, Pursue the Past. There's hundreds of them. But there isn't. There isn't. The deck list can only have 99 cards in. So there isn't hundreds of them, but there's at least a dozen of them. And you couple that in mid-game with recursion pieces and you're looking pretty good. So in that early hand, you definitely want to mulligan down to some card filtering pieces and possibly a bit of ramp to get that graveyard full, to really start applying that pressure and making sure that Phlage comes into a graveyard that's ready to slap him back out again. In this mid-game, this is where the control portion of the deck is really going to start coming in handy. We've got 6 or 7. I'm not going to do it. 6 or 7 wipes. Reset the board, and there's also a really good solid handful of single target removal in there. Single target removal in there to slow your opponents down. Enchantment removal, bit of graveyard removal in there as well. I like to eat my vegetables. And yeah, you're going to keep them locked down. In that time as well, you really want to be setting up for that late game with your Duelist's Heritage, giving Phlage double strike. Damage doublers, really good in this portion of the game too. Lay the groundwork for Phlage to come in with haste, double strike, double damage. You're going to knock someone out of the game. They're just going to go. And I had a game last night at the LGS where it was a long game. There was a Y'shtola control list there. There was a, I can't remember that guy's name, who animates treasures. Life gain deck at the table. It was a slow, grindy, wipey game. And everyone was minimal on resources. And Phlage just came down on about turn 8 or 9 and just bang, one-hit punch combo. He's so resilient. He got removed a couple of times. Didn't matter. Doesn't matter to Phlage. He's like Rocky. He just gets back up again. Clocks you. Late game. Once you turn that corner, once you start escaping Phlage, once your graveyard's 15 cards full, he's going to come in. He's going to be proteined up. Didn't skip leg to it. Runs at people's faces. You helix in them for 6 damage, 12 damage sometimes if you've got a couple of damage doublers on. If you can get fear of missing out on the board, swinging for an extra combat, you're gonna knock people out. There's other finishers in the deck as well. We'll talk about those later on. It's not just Phlage. You don't just have to rely on Phlage to finish the game here, but he is the main win con, and he works really, really well in a Boros control list. I mean, Boros control, it shouldn't work. It shouldn't work, and I've managed to make it work slightly in high 2 to mid 3 bracket games, and I'm thrilled. Yeah, chuffed. What can I say? So, here we go. Let's break it down by category then. Here comes your classic American EDH deck. I actually am going to talk about card choices, why they're important, and why I've put them in, and what they're doing there. By the way, I'm not just going to go Ramp, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Boy to Death. Hopefully I'm going to give a bit of insight into some card choices. Why I picked them, what they're there for. So, first on, I'm such a hypocrite. Soul Ring. It's there because it goes everywhere. Every deck. Why wouldn't it go in? Next one. Just such a hypocrite. Arcane Signet is just a good 2-mana rock in it. Colour fixes. Not that we need much colour fixing in Boros. Could I find a more interesting slot here? Yeah, probably. Did I try? No, it does the job. It's good turn 2 play. It's a good turn 4 play. It's there. Stop judging me. Next one. This is where we get a bit more creative now. Monument to Endurance. There are so many discard effects in this deck. You can just grind out so much value with this card. I've seen a couple of YouTubers actually saying, "Oh, it's so much of a staple. I don't like to use it. It's too good." Yeah, it is. It's really, really good. Use it. It's amazing. Thrill of Possibility. You're discarding a card and you're drawing 3 because of the Monument to Endurance. You're using the Cathartic Reunions. You're making a treasure and drawing a card. Once you get to that late game and you start hitting things like hand discard effects, we've got a couple in the list, like Heartwarming Reunion just comes to mind now. You're discarding your whole hand, you're triggering it 3 times. It's really, really strong. And you're always going to proc it a few times in a game. Even if you only proc this 3 times in one game, that's 3 cards for 3 mana in Boros. It's not bad, is it? It's not bad. Also, I had a game last night against a Kefka deck, and it kept me at the game. It was insane. It's good, yeah. Wayfarer's Bauble seems like a choice that most Boros decks would want. This one wants it even more. Puts itself in the graveyard. You can't beat that, because you can now sack it off and use it for Phlage fodder to escape him and make him stick later in the game. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. That is a card. I've never used it in an EDH deck before, but I was thinking about this one. I was thinking about niche little synergies that I could use. Of course, it is a good card. It's just a good card, but it ramps you, makes treasure. It draws and discards for Phlage. Triggers a couple of other things in the list, like Monument to Endurance. We've got a cool but rude in there as well. You can copy that guy at the end, make 2 treasures a turn, or when you get into the mid game, you can copy like a Twin Flame Tyrant and do quadruple damage with Phlage, and you're really closing the game out there. Cheers. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's decent. Spiteful Banditry. Really, really good one. When I first looked at it, I thought, like, this is inefficient. It's really inefficient, like, but if you're getting to those grindy games, they're getting to turn 7, they're getting to turn 8, Phlage is out, you can't get through. Cast this for X is equal to 5. You're probably getting in, and it makes treasures. Sometimes the right play is on turn 2, just play this for X is equal to 0, or turn 3, play this for X is equal to 1, get rid of a few mana dorks. get rid of what you need to, and you're ramping as well in Boros, which is never particularly easy. I've got Big Scar down as ramped, smooths things out, makes it so your next turns go a bit more smoothly. I like Big Scar. I also like Unexpected Windfall. It's not in the list, but I didn't want the CMC getting too high. UFO. Great card. Oh my god. I run a lot of control lists in EDH. I do love a control list. Control is my jam on toast, and it's a 0/4 flyer for 2 mana. It's such a good early game blocker, and when you play control in EDH, the hardest thing is circumventing that chip damage over time. I built a Chromium list a while ago now, and it's so fun. It's such a good list, but before I tuned it and before I play tested it a little bit, I was getting chunked and chunked and chunked in the early game just because I had nothing, no board state. It played at instant speed, it had no board state, and you were getting chunked for 2, 3, 4, and you're thinking, is it worth interaction? Is it worth interaction? No, it's probably not. No, it's probably not. Before you know it, you're 20 points down on the board. You have no idea how much an EDH player loves an empty board to swing into. They love it, and I didn't account for that. I was like, oh, empty board, they won't see him as a threat, they won't swing. Oh, they'll swing. They'll chunk in. They'll chunk in, and you will lose life. UFO is one of the best ways to circumvent that. On an opponent's end step, tap it, get that land drop, and then untap it in your turn. It's there for a blocker. Now, Weathered Wayfarer is not ramp, but I've stuck him in here. He isn't ramp, so don't listen to me, but do listen to me. He is not ramp. He is technically card advantage because you tap him to get a land from your deck. Normally, I am so lazy when it comes to lands. Oh, I'm so lazy. Chucking the stuff, chucking the lands. Don't even think about them. A couple of MDFCs because people tell me they're good on YouTube, and then run. This list hinges sometimes. The wins and losses hinge on lands. We've got haste enablers, double strike enablers, just sat there in our mana base. 0 opportunity cost to run them. None. And you are, like Flamekin Village, tapping a red to give Phlage haste from the mana base. Yes, please. And Weathered Wayfarer helps you set up for that. There's more haste enablers in the list. They run amok, but in a mana base, no opportunity cost. That is spicy. That is good. And Weathered Wayfarer helps you find them. Also, if you open a hand that's 2 lands, but you've got a Weathered Wayfarer as well, you feel safe. You feel like you can keep that hand. It's really nice. It's really nice. It's no fun shuffling away a hand that's got 2 lands in it, and the rest of it's really, really good. It's no fun. You're so tempted to keep it, even though you know you shouldn't. But you don't keep those hands, by the way. Don't keep those hands. Don't keep. Anyway, I've got a really chunky section now. Card draw, filtering, and recursion, because I feel like all of those in this list go hand in hand. So I've grouped them all together because they are the backbone of the deck. You are discarding cards and drawing cards to keep your graveyard full for Phlage, but then that opens up opportunities to recur important things that you discard to just keep the resiliency of the deck pretty sky high. This deck, 2 cards in hand, turn 8, you're still not down and out. You're still not out of the game. People will still think, I need to keep an eye on him. And that's a fun, interesting place to be. So I'm going to go through the cards that are in this, and I'm going to just talk about, not in depth, but talk about just vaguely why some card choices are in there. Even ones that don't look interesting on the surface can be interesting. So we've got Bitter Reunion, amazing. Discards a card, draws you 2. Something's in the bin for Phlage, but then the genius of this card, pay 1, sack it, give a creature haste. There is no better feeling than wiping the board with a final showdown on someone's end step. They're no blockers, it's a clear path, and then you bring Phlage out 4 mana, boom, 1 mana, haste, he chunks in. You've dealt 3 with the first entry point, the Lightning Helix trigger on him. You've dealt 6, and then you've dealt another 3. It's good. It's really, really good. Bitter Reunion should be in every Phlage list. I've got Cool But Rude in here. I wasn't sure about this at first, but when you attack, you discard a card, draw a card. Not great. This deck does not do a lot of attacking, particularly in the mid game when you're setting up those pieces. You filtering cards, you're trying to destroy the board, and you're trying to keep on top of other people who are spinning out of control with actual good colours in Magic, like green and blue and black. You're in shit colours. So you have to keep on top of them, and you need to be wiping that board. But Cool But Rude, the second ability can... That's the reason it's there, is that second ability. If you level Cool But Rude up to its second level, it deals 2 damage to each opponent when you discard a card. Now that doesn't sound very good, but if you've got a double damage enabler on the board, like the Twin Flame Tyrant that we've got in the list, and you hit into a Heartwarming Redemption or whatever it's called, something like that, and you discard your hand, sometimes you're chunking in for like 16, sometimes you're chunking in for 12, sometimes you're chunking in for 14. That could be the difference between the Lightning Helix from Phlage killing someone or not killing someone, or the swing from Phlage killing someone or not killing someone. It's really, really important sometimes. So it's there just for a bit of filtering, and the opportunity cost is pretty low. It's only a 2 mana. It's only a 2 mana enchantment. Moving on to Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Already talked about this. It can draw cards, discard cards, ramp you. It's filling the graveyard. It just does everything you need it to. And that copy ability on the end to copy something important like a damage doubler towards the end it's game winning. It's game winning. It can win games. Quintorius, the new guy from Secrets of Strixhaven, the pre-con commander, he is stonking in this deck. He's so good. He's really, really good because he discards a card. That's something in the graveyard. He draws 2. Then he mills a card. That's 2 cards in the graveyard. And then when you escape Phlage, he's like, here's a blocker. I have a blocker. Love that. That's so good. That's really, really good. And even the other recursion effects in the list. We've got some recursion effects down here. I'll just go through a couple of them, like Savine's Reclamation, or a Stellar Reclaimer. Get them down, you're getting a 3/2 blocker. It's good. It's really, really solid. Should go in the list. Arc of Hunger. 4 mana, draw a card every turn. Not great, but if you don't want to cast that card, say you've got 4 lands in hand already, and then you mill a land. You don't want to cast it. It's fine. It's just another card for Phlage. If you do, it can trigger your Quintorius, things like that. It also has a little ability on it to circumvent a bit of chunking damage in the start. It can drain opponents for 1, gain you a life. I saw a Phlage list who put this in its wing conditions. Arc of Hunger isn't going to win you games. That drain effect is that drain effect is just not going to win you a game, but it is what it is, isn't it? We've got Brass's Tunnel Grinder. That coupled with Cool But Rude again. Discard your hand, draw that many cards +1. Really, really good. And also, we are doing a lot of that thing on the card. Descending. We do a lot of that. We do it nearly every turn. It does flip. It flips in games. Once it's flipped, if you use mana from it to cast a spell, discover where X is mana value. Very good. That's card advantage. In Boros, it's hard to come by. Really hard to come by. I'm going to fly through these ones because these are our filtering effects and there's lots of them. So we've got Big Scar, Demand Answers, Heartwarming Redemption, Thrill of Possibility, Vision of Love, Cathartic Reunion, Faithless Living, Pursue the Past, Thrilling Discovery. Yeah, they're all really, really good. And they're here for one purpose and one purpose only, to filter our hand and put cards in the graveyard of Phlage. We've got Fear of Missing Out in this category, but the Fear of Missing Out should also be essentially in the win condition category, because this will have Delirium in this list almost all the time. And Fear of Missing Out, chunking in and then giving Phlage an extra combat is... it is chef's kiss, because you'll get the ETB from Phlage, let's say you get into haste, him and Fear of Missing Out, swing in, Fear of Missing Out's going to untap him, that's 2 triggers on Phlage already, and then he's going to get another one, that's a 3rd trigger on Phlage. Very, very good. Very, very good. I've seen a lot of lists on Architect, some of you might have tried to build Phlage this way as well. He looks like he wants to be blinked because he's got an ETB, he doesn't. It's a waste of a blink spell. It's an absolute waste. You're essentially turning all of your blink spells into lightning helix, and that's That's not good. Lightning Helix is not a strong spell. At all. It's crap. It sucks. So making your entire list around getting as many Lightning Helix triggers as possible with blink spells. Don't build Phlage that way. I mean, he does it on attacks anyway, so just focus on sticking him. He's a 6/6 body. Inti is in here. He's solid. Gets 1/1 counters. Filters your hand. He's okay. He's okay. He does the job of an early game, smoother sort of creature, and that's what you need. I've got Glittering Mastiff as a land, Forgotten Cave as a land, and Ash Barrens. They seem like poor lands on the surface, like really crap. Why have you included these budget terrible lands in a list? Well, the reason is they cycle. There's 0 opportunity cost, and if you're going to miss land drop, play the land. This deck does not mind tapped lands. It does not mind tapped lands at all because it's quite a slow list. You want to slow the pace of the game down, and you want to keep it slow. And a tapped land is fine. Just Trouble in Pairs. Sorry. Generically powerful white card draw engine. Sometimes a control list just needs that. Some unsynergistic draw just to keep up on cards. Without cards like Trouble in Pairs, sometimes you do struggle. You do struggle. I must admit, with one game, I've played one game where I actually landed the Trouble in Pairs because this has one shooter in Cool But Rude on its 3rd thing. Never used it. No tutors other than that because it card draws and filters so well. I seem to always find what I need at some point in the game. But wow, the game I got Trouble in Pairs was easy. It was easy. So, Trouble in Pairs. If you can afford it, get it in. If you're like me, print it off the internet. Shove it in. That's a topic for another video. Aerial Extortionist. Oh my god, what a card. A while ago I ran a Nico list, and Nico loved this card, but every deck loves this card. It exiles a non-land permanent on entry and attack. It's only going to cost them 2 to recast it, your opponents, but you're going to get a card draw out of that as well. So it slows them down. It's a tempo play. It's not removal. It's a tempo play. But it's a very good tempo play. It's a very, very good tempo play. Black Widow, thought I'd try her out. She seems decent. Played a game with her last night. She had 5 1/1 counters and drew me 5 cards over the course of the game. I'm not mourning. I am not mourning. 3 mana at that. Bonehoard Dracosaur is... Oh, I got this card because my friend plays it in one of his dinosaur decks, and it is a disgrace. It's a disgrace. Exile the top 2 cards of your library, you may play them that turn. That's mental anyway. That's already good card advantage. You're going up 2 in your upkeep already. But then if you exile a non-land card, you make a treasure, and then if you exile a land, you're making a dinosaur token. Why are you doing all that for 5 mana? I'm not going to moan about it. It's in the list. It's very, very good. Exemplar of Light's in here. He's a potential cut, actually. He triggers on life gain, gets 1/1 counter, draws you a card. It seems good. Is Phlage triggering enough to be worth that? I don't think so. I genuinely don't think so. He does quite nicely, actually, synergize with Inti. Inti can put a 1/1 counter on him on attacks, and you can draw a card from that. Is it worth it? I'm thinking about another board wipe, maybe a Vanquish the Horde instead of Exemplar. Not too sure. And then we've got Lauren of the Third Path. She's in card draw, and she's also interaction, and every white deck loves a Lauren, don't they? ETB, destroy target, enchantment, all that. In fact, really solid. And then you've got symmetrical card draw with another opponent on taps. Pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah. Like I say, there's some cuteness in there. Cool but rude. Discarding lots of cards at once. Monument, talked about it before. But the best thing is that all our filtering gets cards in our graveyard, and this is where our recursion effects come in. This is what keeps the deck resilient. This is what keeps the engine pumping. This is what keeps us in the game staring down, green decks, the most unfair colour in Magic. Literally the most unfair colour in Magic. It just does everything too well. Those Simic decks, this is us going... I don't want to put my finger up at the camera on my first video, but yeah, this is what keeps us in the game against things like that. So we've got the Esteli Reclaimer. Really, really solid. Get back a 3-drop, get back a 5-drop. Solid. Celestine the Living Saint, which actually I thought that was really slow. Celestine, she's too slow for this list. Only brings back a 3-drop because she's got... If you swing with Celestine, which you can easily do with haste in this list, by the way, and then you manage to cast Phlage from the command zone or re-TV Phlage at some point during that turn, you can reanimate any creature in this list. The Bonehoard Dracosaur, 5 mana, Twin Flame Tyrant, 5 mana, Calamity Bearer, 4 mana. They're all coming back from Celestine's trigger. If someone's dealt with them. They've not dealt with them. And that's what I mean about this list being resilient. If someone thinks they've dealt with something in this list, chances are they haven't, and it's coming back. And a lot of lists can't say that for themselves. I've only just started I've been playing EDH for about 5 years now, and I've only just started to realise just how important it is to have some form of recursion in your deck, to be able to get pieces back. It's so important. So very important. We've got Savine's Reclamation. It's a classic. Get back a 3-drop. Late to Dinner. Gets back any creature. Serum Paragon. Cast, is it no? I think it's non-land permanents. Cast non-land permanents or play lands. And even when they get dealt with, they get exiled, but you gain 2 life. Not too bad. I do like Sarah Paragon. I played her in a white deck in Standard for a while. She was fun. So she's in the list. Welcome. Get in my basket. There's a couple of cards in there that really do... They're only in the list because you can recur them, like Grasp of Fate and Skyclave Apparition. There's some cards in this list that aren't premier removal, aren't the best, aren't going to get you out of every situation, but they're there because they can be recurred. Which brings me on to the next one. I'm trying to do an American accent. Interaction. We really, really want to slow the game down. Really want to slow it down. It's not the most oppressive list in the world. It's not my Chromium list with 8 board wipes. It's not Staxy. It's not really, really putting your opponents under a thumb. You're not going to become the threat because of... sorry guys. You're not going to become the threat. So oppressive this list is, but it can slow the game down. It can really, really slow that game down. So first off, Authority of the Consoles. I think in any slow list that you play, this should be one of the first enchantments you go to. I lost the game last night because my opponent had an Authority of the Consoles, and it doesn't matter how many games I play against this card, I always forget it's on the battlefield. Every time. Kefka player, running away with the game. Completely running away with the game. And then I had Phlage in my graveyard. Enough fodder to escape him, because of course I did, because I was playing against a Kefka player. I was discarding about 4 cards every turn cycle. And I'd worked out the maths. I can get Phlage out. He's going to deal double damage. I can give him double strike. Kefka player's board is empty. It's just been a board wipe. I can do this. Did it to the T. Did the maths with my mana. Set it all up. Boom, boom, boom. Get him out. Do this. Do that. 1 mana left over. Pay 1 mana. Sack bit of reunion. Give Phlage haste. Here we go. Whew. Oh yeah, and it's tapped, by the way. Authority of the Consoles. Great. You want to be that guy. You don't want to be the guy having it done to you. Be the guy that plays the Authority of the Consoles, not the one that gets it done to them. It's not very nice. But this recovers life lost from that early chip damage that all control decks feel. You feel it really, really roughly. This deck's actually really good at that as well, because Phlage, Lightning Helix, gaining 3 life at least 4 times every game is really, really nice. Your life total might as well start on like 52. Authority is one of those that just, it pads it even more. Bracket 3, I think players underestimate how decent a bit of life gain is in a deck. When I first started playing life gain, I was like, pah, who wants to get life? Boring. I'd rather draw cards, I'd rather do this, I'd rather do that. Yeah, all those are dead important, but life gain is important. I'm discovering that now. It's really, really important to making your list resilient and keeping up with the table and not dying. 40 life seems a lot, and sometimes it is, but sometimes it really, really isn't. It's really not. Like, when you play against a Gishath player like I have for a long time, 40 life does not feel like a lot. So yeah, Authority is really good. Duelist's Heritage, one of my favourite white enchantments. Why not? Why not give everything that's swinging at your opponent's double strike? Even in a list that doesn't run many creatures, I think this list only runs 18 creatures, it might be 17. Let me double check that. 20 creatures, wow, okay. Okay. Well, it's not 35. But even in a deck that doesn't run many creatures, I would plump in for Duelist's Heritage, specifically if you've got a commander like Phlage that cares a lot about chunking in, double striking, and hitting. And you have not lived until you land an Alexios, which is a 4/4 trampling menace of a... He doesn't have menace, he just is a menace. Menace of a creature. He is disgusting. If you land him on an empty board after a board wipe, you give him to your opponent. Each upkeep your opponent gets him. They untap him and give him a 1/1 counter. One rotation around the table. By the time it gets to the third person, it's swinging in for 7 damage. Duelist Heritage with Alexios will win a game on its own. That is such a huge removal check for opponents, is Alexios and Duelist Heritage. It just... the game just turns into like the Alexios game after that point. It's really, really solid. Next one is Grasp of Fate. It's... I feel like Grasp of Fate's a bit underrated. Is it underrated? I think it is. 3 non-land permanents at sorcery speed, exile them underneath. Hits One Ring, hits Great Henge, hits Rhystic Study, hits Ulamog. It hits them all. It's great. And what I love about Grasp of Fate is you can get to the point in the game where if you get enough disgusting stuff under it, you're that final scene from Reservoir Dogs, where they're like this, all pointing guns at each other. That's how your opponents feel. None of them want to remove it, but they don't, because they don't want the disgusting thing to go back to your opponent. It's really solid. It's really, really good, and works awesomely in this list as well, by the way, because it's recurable with 1-hour recursion pieces. Savine's Reclamation or a Stelly Reclaimer, they can get it back, and if someone blows it up, boom, it goes to the graveyard, they get their things back. Next turn, a Stelly Reclaimer, get back the Grasp of Fate. You've done it again. Well done. Bravo. Mjolnir, I've put it in here because it's new. I don't think it's the best damage doubler in the list, because it's an equipment, and it only doubles the damage off Phlage, specifically. Same with Calamity Bearer, actually. What I liked about this, though, is it is not a 4-mana do-nothing. A lot of damage dealers are 4-mana do-nothing, 5-mana do-nothing, pass the turn over to you. I hope you can't deal with this. Please don't deal with this. Mjolnir deals 4 damage to something on entry. That's good. That's decent. On turn 4, that's a commander dead. If it's only got 4 toughness, that's a value piece gone. That's not bad. That's not bad. 4 mana sorcery speed, 4 damage. It's bad, but it's not the worst thing in the world. And it equips for 1. It equips for 1 to Phlage, and he's dealing double damage. It's there. It's there. Bilbo's Gambit, I wanted to try it out. Turns out it's really, really good. Played it against a Sultai Reanimator list that was running OG and Jink Taxius and stuff like that. Solid deck. Easily high bracket 3. Playing really, really high. I would consider Jink Taxius a very high power card. Playing other reanimation targets like that. Bilbo's Gambit just bounced a mass reanimation spell back to his hand. You can't play spells for the rest of the game, for the rest of the turn, sorry. And now all your opponents know that you're about to be a problemo and you need dealing with. So yeah, that was really, really nice. A Road is nice. You're never going to do this. I never do it. But a Road's in the list because it can target Phlage in response to its sacrifice trigger whilst it's on the stack. So it's going to go to the graveyard anyway, but you might as well get a land out of it with a Road. You'll never use it for that, but it's there. Get Lost is flexible. You'll be surprised how often enchantments are a problem and people can't deal with them. Get Lost is really, really nice. Heliod's Intervention, one of the most underrated cards ever. Literally one of the most underrated cards ever. It won me a game the other day. Punt had Sphere of Safety. Greaves on his final blocker. Phlage wasn't getting in, and he was the last opponent left on a nice, healthy life total. Heliod's Intervention, blow up his Greaves, blow up his Sphere of Safety for X is equal to 2, so I cast it for 4. Phlage swung in, Lightning Helixed his final blocker, and swung in for a lot of commander damage. I think I had a couple of damage doublers out at the time and things, so yeah, won with the game. Get Heliod's Intervention in list, so good. Olive Searing Light, it's a Soul Shatter, which is a black staple, but it's in Boros, sign me up. And it deals damage equal to the creature's power that it exiles. And it exiles too. So good. Razor Grass Ambush, it's MDFC Slop. It's crap, but it's there. It's there. Thraben Charm, 3/3 Elk, might have heard of him. He's a better YouTuber than me, apparently. Grave Hate, enchantment removal. It's cool. Aerial Extortionist, already talked about him. So underrated. He's the dude. Draws cards, disrupts them turn after turn. Tempo play, nuisance. Lauren of the Third Path, white staple at this point. Easily recurable, 3 mana for all our recursion pieces. Same for Skyclave Apparition. Apparition. She's there just because she's recurable. And then Untimely Malfunction. Another card that won me a game. Fog's Blockers, which is how I won a game. One guy played a protection spell, so red cards couldn't do damage to his permanents, so his final blocker wouldn't have got killed by Phlage. But on top of his spell on the stack, I cast Untimely Malfunction, so the blocker couldn't block anyway. Swung in, won, which was really, really good. Really, really fun. But also it's an artifact and it's a redirect spell. How's this card not like a tenner? Brilliant. Awesome. Wipes, we've got a lot of them. They do wipey things. Really, really nice. Yeah, there's nothing better than a final showdown end step. Wipe into Phlage, having haste. Really, really good. Split up comes down early. Realm Clone Giant might be a bit too cute. I'm not going to go through the whole list of wipes. The wipes, they do the job. Tragic Arrogance is one of the best wipes ever printed. So good. Deals with everything. It sacrifices so it gets around. Indestructible. And all those sorts of things. But really, really nice. So we're getting towards the end of the tech now. Has this been informative? I'm not sure it has been. I feel like I've spoken a lot. What are we on? 43 minutes. I've been recording for 4. Hello again. It's me from the future this time. Turns out that when you make your first video, you have some learning experiences. Mine was make sure your £7 Amazon wireless microphone is fully charged before you start recording. That's mine. Edited terribly for about 3 hours to make that video that you've just seen. And it was right at that last moment the microphone chopped out. So here I am again. Also, I wanted to mention a couple of cards I didn't mention in the actual deck tech itself. For some unbelievable reason, in the recursion section, I didn't mention Restoration Seminar, which is probably one of the best white cards printed in the past 5 years. Return target non-land permanent from your graveyard to the battlefield, and it has Paradigm, so it recasts itself every turn. Once you land that, if you can stay alive, your advantage is going to lead you to a win. And I also said that Phlage wasn't the only win condition in the deck, and it isn't. It is not the only win condition in the deck. Alexios, I mentioned him previously, but I didn't actually make it clear that he was in the deck. He's in the deck, and because you can recur him often and frequently with cards like Restoration Seminar and things like that, he is a constant nuisance. not just a nuisance, and he can win games, especially with that duelist heritage that I mentioned previously. And the last cute piece of tech that I wanted to mention in this deck, I'm not sure if I've seen it on EDH Rec or not. I don't know how many people are playing this in a Phlage list, but that new, is it Key Roll from Secrets of Strixhaven, the one who doubles triggered abilities if you tap 2 creatures? He's amazing in this list. He can double the Bonehoard Dracosaur, he can double Phlage's trigger, he can double the Skyclave Apparition, he can double the Grasp of Fate. He's amazing, and because he's 3 mana, you can recur him continuously. A really, really nice piece of tech with this guy is you can cast Phlage whilst he's on the battlefield, and even if him and Phlage are the only 2 creatures, you can tap down Phlage with his Sacrifice trigger on the stack and Key Roll to double the Lightning Helix trigger. It works really, really well. Anyways, it has been a bit of a disaster, I'm not going to lie. I hope I didn't ramble on for too long. I think I did. Anyway, link for the deck list is in the description. Hope you enjoyed it. I don't think you will have done. If you made it this far, you're a very patient individual. So, thank you for watching. See you later.